Which option is better for me? This gun in my hand.
A cold morning in Parabellum City. The sun has not yet crested over the financial district on the city's east side. Falk Zildjian, helpful hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, patrols the dim streets in search of crimes to shoot. As he passes in front of a well-appointed townhouse...
Excuse me, sir. I could use your assistance. Could you step into my parlor for a moment?
That's what I'm here for, ma'am.
My name is Vanessa Cholmondeley. I'm having a somewhat larger than normal group of friends for luncheon, and I need to move this pool table to my guest room.
Not the usual kind of help I provide, Miss Chumley.
It's Cholmondeley.
Sorry. Yeah, what the heck, it'll only take a minute.
It's not particularly heavy, it's just awkward for one person. Have you got that end? Alley-oop? In order to move through the doorway and down the hall, we'll have to turn it on its side. Can you... maybe this way? That's it. What was that?
When we tipped it, the cue ball fell out of one of the corner pockets. No, sorry, it looked like the cue ball because there's a piece of paper wrapped around it.
I don't understand. Who could have put it there?
It says, "You're finished."
There's no need to fear, citizens, now that the Antidisestablishmentarianist is here.
Did you put this note inside the pool table wrapped around the number 9 ball?
No, I was passing the front door of this well-appointed townhouse when I heard you reading what sounded like a threatening note. I'm here to help solve the mystery, or stave off the threat.
Who are you again?
I'm the Antidisestablishmentarianist.
Are you a hero?
I like to think so.
Aren't we all?
That gray unitard with no insignia is a unique costume. It's certainly a choice.
Thank you.
What's your special power or ability?
Mind like a steel trap.
I appreciate your desire to help, but Mr. Zildjian was already here, so...
Well, now you have two great crime fighters helping to solve your mystery. Falk Zildjian and the Antidisestablishmentarianist.
I can only assume you fight crime using your strong feelings about the partisan divide in the Anglican Church 200 years ago?
No. What does that have to do with anything?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism was a faction that opposed... I'm not even sure. Some kind of religious dispute in England. Who can keep track?
I've heard stories about this hero, ma'am. He took that name because he claims to be a world-class speller. I hate to break it to you, Guy, but just because anti-disestablishmentarianism is a long word doesn't mean it's particularly hard to spell. It's a bunch of common prefixes and suffixes tacked on to establish. There's nothing irregular about it, even.
You aren't going to rain on my parade.
Give him a word like chrysanthemum or Stichomythia, and I bet he folds.
Stichomythia? That's some ancient Greek hero, right?
No, it's not.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
One thing I've been meaning to ask you, why do you have ist on the end of your name?
That's a suffix that means I'm a practitioner or follower of that belief.
You could call yourself the anti-disestablishmentarian. It doesn't add anything to call yourself the anti-disestablishmentarianist.
It's a longer word, though.
I guess. You might jump into a den of bad guys and get knocked out before you can get through all 11 syllables of your name.
I was only planning to deal with Falk Zildjian today, but I guess I can kill two birds with one stone. My name is not really Vanessa Cholmondeley.
I knew it. It's supposed to be pronounced Chumley, right?
That's not the point. I'm actually...
You.
Ugh. Are you all right, Miss Chumley?
I'm actually Bugsy Peterson, see? It was a mask. That sound was me pulling off my mask. It's kind of rubbery and glued on around the edges. And I made this dress to be removed quickly, revealing my black-on-gray pinstripe suit underneath, see?
Are you a superhero?
Nah, I'm a regular working stiff. But when I see somebody up to no good, I'm willing to jump in and put a stop to it. This guy here, Falk Zildjian, is a vigilante, see? And I'm bringing him in. You sound like either a villain or a vigilante too, anti-disestablisher, so I'll bring you in too, see?
What's your occupation, Mr. What is it, Bugsy Chumley?
Bugsy Peterson, optometrist, see?
That would make an okay superhero name. The Optometrist. I see what you did there. There you go. 2 seconds, I come up with a slogan to go along with his hero name. Mind like a steel trap.
Look, there's 2 ways we can do this. Either the both of you come quietly to the cop shop, or I get rough with you. Now, which option is better for you? Number 1? Or number 2? Number 1? Or number 2?
I think your shtick could work as a superhero identity. Or if you don't like garish costumes, you could be a pulp hero. A lot of them dress normal and don't have unique powers or skills, even if they have an evocative name.
This guy sewed a woman's dress and lured me into his house so he could attack me. Now he's threatening both of us. You don't need to give him advice on his wardrobe right this minute.
We'll be back with Act 2 after a word from our sponsor. This Gun in My Hand is brought to you by Alan.
Alan? What are you doing sponsoring the show?
I always ask you to say the thing and you never do. Except a few times you said it after I was almost out of earshot and I couldn't hardly hear it. I decided to rob the pinball factory so you'd have to come after me, and then I could feed you the setup line and you'd have to say the thing. But my cousin Chet said robbery would be wrong. He said if I paid to do a commercial on your show, you'd have to do what I say. We can act out a scene where I'm holding up the pinball factory, 'cause I'm playing a villain, see? And then I can feed you the setup, like, what's that you're holding on to in your...
What's your villain name?
Huh? I don't know.
Well, you can't just be Alan. You have to put some thought into it. We want to get your money's worth for this ad spot.
I don't know. I'm Alan the Alien.
Okay, you probably don't understand the customs of Earthlings, Mr. Alien. Holding up a pinball factory is seen as a hostile act as far as we're concerned. I hope you and I can establish a peaceful relationship between our species.
No, I'm an alien villain. I understand Earth customs. They're same as our customs on Verf 12. I'm holding up the pinball factory payroll just like any other Earthling mug would do. Now, what have you got that would stop me holding up...
Verf 12? Is that your address? I don't think an alien would live on Verf Street, especially that block.
I live on the 12th planet in the Verf system, Verf 12, far from here. Don't you know the planet naming conventions from science fiction?
No, it's not my milieu.
What's that?
This? In my hand?
No, I mean, what's milieu?
It's a French word. They talk about it in film criticism a lot. I think it means your surroundings, but it's also like things you're used to, things you're accustomed to. Science fiction is not my thing. It's not my bag.
All right, I'll keep it simple then. What's that?
This?
Now come on, you're just stalling. Normally somebody walks past you on the sidewalk and mumbles the word hand or holding, not even talking to you, and you blurt out your phrase. I paid for this spot just to hear you say the thing. What makes you think you can get out of this without saying your catchphrase?
We now return to I, Captain, and the Wannabes of Tomorrow, episode 63 of This Gun in My Hand.
Aw, come on, that's no fair.
When we left our heroes in Act 1, Falk and the Antidisestablishmentarianist were arguing about whether Bugsy Peterson, optometrist, could make a suitable superhero, pulp hero, or other type of vigilante.
I want my money back. Also, I don't think that counted as a full act. You're saying I just brainstormed some gags about optometry and remember to say them while I'm out doing good deeds?
Right, you don't have to spend a lot of time on it, just at free moments during your day. You're waiting for a bus, or washing dishes, or in the bathtub. Your mind wanders and you think up new angles on your optometrist persona.
Is that when you do it?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
What?
Let's hear one of the angles you thought up in the bathtub.
Oh, well, give you an example I thought up just now. How about I, Captain? That could be your name, Bugsy. Like Eye Doctor, I, Captain. It's a pirate theme. Get it?
No.
You could wear an eye patch, maybe get a parrot. There's your whole costume right there.
Do I have to get a wooden leg?
Now, that would be making fun of disabled people.
The eye patch would already be making fun of disabled people. Plus, it really does make your eye weaker when you wear a patch for extended periods, see?
You must have thought up lots of gags and angles for your own persona, right? That's what I want to hear.
Oh, they're still in development. I'd rather keep it under wraps until,
There must have been something good you've come up with to flesh out your weak identity.
Okay, I've been waiting till I'm in a fight sometime. Then I'm going to say, I'll establish the graveyard as your base of operations, where you're going to be established in a minute. Or how about this one? Stop committing that crime right now, or I'll establish you. It sounds like I'm going to stab them, but I'm going to establish them.
Aren't you supposed to be anti-establishment?
Anti-disestablishment. Tarianist.
I don't want to dress up like a pirate. Tell me more about the rules for pulp heroes.
They're not really rules, more like conventions. Nobody's going to give you a ticket for failing to fit into the traditional expectations of a superhero or a pulp hero or whatever.
No, there was a guy who did that. He beat people up if they didn't fit into the categories cleanly. Called himself the gatekeeper.
Is he still around?
No, he moved to Prague after reading some crazy book. He found a gate there and picked out this one guy who passed through it regularly. Then he prevented just that one guy from going through it. No reason for it. He'd let anybody else through except that guy. Frank Craftsman, I want to say his name was. Something like that.
I still think you should be arrested for vigilantism, Zildjian. But I guess I'll talk with Anti a little more about this hero identity stuff, see? Maybe we can try another day for your rest. Say, will you be a pal and hold this billiard ball a minute?
Sure, let me just switch hands. I already have this gun in my hand. You have got to be kidding me. It's this kind of mistreatment of people by so-called heroes that radicalizes a guy during his formative years, until his whole purpose in life is seeking revenge. I'm not joking. I am not a joker. I, Captain, and the Wannabes of Tomorrow, episode 63 of This Gun in My Hand, was established by Rob Northrop. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. What's my special power or ability? Defusing tense situations between wannabe crime fighters. And also this gun in my hand.